Hey everyone, JJ here, general partner and founding member over at Multi-Living Solutions. By now, you're very familiar with why we're so passionate about investing passively in apartment buildings. We've talked about the impressive double-digit returns, economies of scale, diversification, and how real estate has served as a hedge against inflation, consistently outpacing inflation and the stock market for the past 100 years. It's no surprise that 70% of millionaires have built or maintained their wealth through real estate. But what if I told you you could invest in an apartment syndication and get those juicy double-digit returns completely tax-free? Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, don't take my word for it. Let's dive into a conversation I just had with Scott over at Advanta IRA, where he breaks down the benefits and the simple steps that you can use to invest in the syndication through your self-directed IRA. Let's jump to that clip right now. So I guess the simplest way to start is for you to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about Advanta IRA and what you do, and then we'll jump into a couple of questions.
Yeah. My name's Scott Maurer. I'm a vice president of sales at Advanta IRA. We're a unique financial services company. We help people who have money in IRAs, have money in 401ks, take some of those funds and rather than invest it in mutual funds and in stocks and the types of assets that will help a client, you identify a piece of real estate, a syndication, a private loan, a lot of different types of assets. We will hold those within your IRA account and basically allow you to really truly diversify your retirement portfolio. So instead of investing just everything into mutual funds or stocks, you can invest your funds into a lot of different types of what we call alternative assets. And our firm is uniquely situated to help you do that. The Schwabs and the Fidelities of the world, they typically do not allow you to hold those types of assets on their platform, not because it's prohibited under law, it's because they simply decided they don't want to hold those types of assets. But the IRS rules will allow you to invest in a lot of different types of assets, and that's what I've been helping people do now for almost 20 years within the industry.
You could explain the differences between a self-directed IRA and a traditional IRA for those who don't know.
That's a great question. That's something we get asked a lot. Self-directed moniker really refers to your ability to invest in assets that you understand and that you can control. Self-directed IRA can still be a traditional IRA or a Roth IRA from a tax perspective. Whether your money is going tax deferred or tax free, the contribution limits, the distribution rules, et cetera, all of those same rules apply to a self-directed IRA. Self-directed just means you're taking a traditional IRA or you're taking a Roth IRA and you're investing in a different type of asset. But what's different is you're now going to be able to choose the actual investment that you wish to make and direct us to do that on behalf of your IRA account.
Can you talk a little bit more about how one would invest in a syndication using their IRA?
Yeah, the process is really, it's twofold. The first step would be is if you have that IRA or you have a 401k, with Fidelity or Schwab or a company like that, the first step would be to move that money over or whatever portion thereof that you wish from that other account to a self-directed IRA. So you fill out paperwork with Advanta to establish your self-directed account, and as part of that initial process, we will request a transfer or a rollover from your current custodian over into that new self-directed account. Step two, once we have the account established, we would work with you and work with the syndication you're investing with to make sure that the investment paperwork, the subscription documents, the private placement documents, and then at that point we release the cash from your IRA to the syndicator to complete your purchase as an LP investor. And then going forward, any income derived from that investment simply flows back to your IRA account with us. So all the income that is generated flows back to your IRA account.
And I would assume the same for when it comes time to sell the property, the proceeds from the sale goes directly back to the IRA account.
That is correct. Yes. So the IRA will receive all of the any profits, whether it's the ongoing distributions or it is from the sale of the project.
So then what are some of the tax advantages of doing this inside of an IRA opposed to just my regular checking account?
But there's some pros and cons, to be honest. So if you're the benefit of using your IRA account is that the income that's going back into the IRA, that is not going to show up in your personal tax return. You're not going to have to claim that as your income. It's all income to your IRA account. It doesn't affect your personal taxes. The downside is the depreciation, the deductions, the cost segregation, things like that you could potentially take advantage of from a tax perspective. Since it is happening inside the IRA account, you cannot avail yourself personally of those same tax benefits. So you don't have to claim the income, but you don't get any of the write-offs.
Now, a lot of our investors, when we sell the property, they like to reinvest those proceeds into another property. They do a 1031 to avoid the taxes. With
Right.
the self-directed IRA, do they even have to worry about doing a 1031?
They don't, and that's the best aspect of one of the good aspects of the IRA account. An IRA is really a 1031 exchange in itself. So as you buy
Mm.
and sell assets from your IRA, there's no tax consequence to you. There's no reason to do a 1031.
I'm just curious, what's your fee and how do you get compensated in all this?
Yep, so we charge, it's just a flat administrative fees. We don't charge commissions or a percentage of assets. We charge a $50 one-time fee to open an account. There's a one-time $95 fee to go through the subscription documents. And then on an annual basis, we charge a flat $295 a year to hold that investment, receive the income back in, take care of all the IRS reporting. That's all included in that $295 fee. And again, it's $295 whether it's a $50,000 or $500,000 investment, because the paperwork and the work that we do in each year is the same either way.
Is there a certain lead time they need to be speaking with you and working with you before they make that investment?
So yeah, you'll want to make sure you leave like yourself at least probably 2, maybe 3 weeks, depending on the type of an account you have now. And that's something that myself and my team, we walk people through this with a couple things. One, we do a lot of educational events, and myself and my colleagues are happy to educate each individual on a one-on-one basis. Everybody's going to have their kind of specific scenario. So we really, that's something up front. We do a lot of fact finding to make sure we're giving you the right advice up front to get the account established. And then once your account is established, you've got that education, you're getting going. We pair every new account with a specific account manager. So you'll have a one-on-one contact then for making your investment, the income coming in, filling out the paperwork, any questions you have for your IRA. That's something that we've really dedicated ourselves over the last several years, is really providing a more of a concierge level service for our accounts, really giving one point of contact for you. And in fact, you really have two. If I help you open up the account and get started, you can always reach back out to me with questions, and you'll have your account manager who will walk you through the paperwork. Because a lot of times syndicators, or actually LP investors into syndications, it might be the first time they've done a syndication and they're doing it through their IRA. So you got two levels of someone not really sure how to do it with their IRA, but then also not sure about completing the syndication paperwork. So our history and our background allows us to help walk you through both sets of paperwork. And that is what our role is. We don't make the decisions for you. We're not going to sign off on the approval for you necessarily, but we are going to answer those questions and help walk you through that whole process from start to finish.
Fantastic. Thank you, Scott. And if someone was interested to work with you, how would they get in touch with you? I'll put it in the description below.
Sure. They can reach out to me either just calling our number. It's area code 727-581-9853. My direct extension is 1123. So happy just to have you reach out to me there directly. Our website, advantaira.com, is another great resource. Or you can reach out to me at my email, which is my first initial S and my last name, Maurer. So SMAURER at advantaira.com. So whatever works best, phone call, email, whatever works for you. Happy, like I said, to take individual questions too. Like I said, when we do presentations or we talk in generalities, there's a lot of really good information on the overall process, but everybody's going to have their specific question or unique situation they need their questions answered for.
Fantastic. I think you covered all of my questions, and I know
Okay.
your time is valuable, so I don't want to hold you for too long.
Okay. All right, Jesse, thanks. It was a pleasure meeting you today.
All right. Take care. Have a good one.
Thanks. Bye-bye.